Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and give this video a like because today I'm about to reveal truths that most women will never tell you. Secrets that could completely change the way you understand relationships, attraction, and even yourself. And trust me, what you're about to hear might make you uncomfortable because it challenges everything you've assumed about women, love, and desire. Have you ever wondered why some women seem impossible to read? Why the way they behave can feel like a puzzle with pieces that never quite fit? Most men think it's about attraction, flirting, or timing, but the reality is far more subtle and far more dangerous to ignore. Women have strategies and emotional habits that are invisible to the casual observer. Habits that manipulate desire, test loyalty, and even measure your worth without you ever knowing it. And yet, men continue to fall into the same traps, year after year, wondering why things never work out the way they hoped. Here's the first truth. Women measure emotional investment before they show vulnerability. What does that mean? It means that everything you think is getting close, every text, every date, every shared laugh, is being analyzed. You're being evaluated not just for how attractive you are, but for how dependable, attentive, and predictable you are. Every small gesture is cataloged. And here's the kicker. Most men don't realize this is happening because they think intimacy is a two-way street. It's not, at least not at first. And here's the part that stings. The moment you stop performing, the moment you take a breath and assume she already knows you care, the test is over. And if you fail, she'll withdraw subtly, almost invisibly, until you're left questioning yourself. You might even blame yourself, thinking, did I say the wrong thing? Did I misread her? But the truth isn't in your words. It's in her assessment of you as a man. Every confident man, every emotionally intelligent man knows this instinctively. And yet, so many ignore it, hoping that honesty or being yourself will shortcut the process. It doesn't. By the end of this video, you're going to see the patterns clearly. Patterns that will make you stronger, more aware, and impossible to manipulate without realizing it. And once you understand them, you'll stop chasing illusions and start seeing the real signals, the hidden language women never teach men, but that determines everything. Now, let's talk about the second hidden secret women almost never tell men. How they test your confidence without ever appearing to. This isn't some conscious game you can spot immediately. It's subtle, psychological, and extremely effective. The way she behaves around you, the teasing, the slight pullback, the vague comments, it's all a litmus test. Women are constantly assessing whether you're someone who can handle emotional pressure without losing composure. And most men fail this test without even realizing it. Here's the truth. Confidence isn't about arrogance or showing off. It's about emotional stability under pressure. A woman will probe indirectly and almost innocently to see if you crumble under scrutiny or quietly rise to the occasion. Maybe she asks a question that seems trivial or challenges your opinion in front of friends. Most men instinctively defend themselves or try too hard to prove their worth. That's exactly what she's watching for. The men who pass? They respond with calm assurance, without over-explaining, without begging for validation. And it's not just in conversations. Pay attention to the small actions, the delayed replies, the mysterious social media posts, or even the way she dresses for herself, not for you. Every subtle move is part of her internal measurement. She's not trying to play games. She's filtering for men who can handle a life with a woman who has her own mind, desires, and boundaries. If you react with anxiety, insecurity, or jealousy, it's a fail, silently, invisibly. You may never hear it, but you will feel her distance growing. Most men make the mistake of assuming that if they just act more attentive or shower her with affection, they'll pass. That's backwards. Excessive attention signals neediness, and neediness kills attraction faster than almost anything else. The key is to maintain your own emotional gravity, to be steady, present, and in control of your feelings regardless of how she tests you. This isn't manipulation, it's survival in the dating landscape. Women are drawn to men who create stability, not chaos. Once you start recognizing these tests for what they are, you'll stop reacting impulsively. You'll see that her push isn't a personal attack. It's an invitation to show strength in subtle, intelligent ways. And when you pass these tests consistently, attraction shifts. It becomes natural, effortless, and deeply magnetic. In the next part, we'll uncover another hidden secret, one that most men completely misinterpret, thinking it's about love when it's actually about control. Once you see it for what it really is, everything changes. Now, let's uncover the third secret women rarely, if ever, reveal: the invisible power of emotional withdrawal. This is subtle, almost surgical, and it can destroy a man's confidence without her ever saying a word. Most men think distance equals disinterest. They panic, send messages, overanalyze texts, and try to win her back. But the truth is far more complex and far more dangerous to ignore. Women often use withdrawal not as punishment, but as a test of your emotional resilience. It's a silent experiment to see how you react when she becomes unpredictable. Think about it. A text left unread, a call returned late, a plan canceled without explanation. To the untrained eye, it feels like rejection. To the man who understands female psychology, it's a measurement of his emotional stability, his patience, and his ability to maintain dignity under uncertainty. Most men fail this without even realizing it. Here's the harsh truth. When a woman withdraws, she isn't necessarily losing interest. She's watching, observing, and calculating whether you have the mental and emotional bandwidth to handle someone who isn't fully dependent on you for her happiness. Men interpret this as a problem to fix. Women interpret it as clarity. Clarity about who you are when the spotlight isn't shining, when the immediate reward isn't there. This is why impulsive reactions, begging, guilt-tripping, over-apologizing, destroy attraction faster than any lack of physical chemistry ever could. Emotional withdrawal also creates a fascinating internal dynamic. It forces a man to confront himself. Are you secure enough to respect her boundaries? Are you confident enough to continue living your life while she takes her space? This isn't manipulation, it's a natural selection of character. Women unconsciously filter for men who can stay grounded, who don't crumble when external circumstances fluctuate. Those who pass aren't just more attractive, they become irreplaceable. Many men never see this because they're trapped in the illusion of control. They believe they need to fix her mood, solve her withdrawal, or convince her of their worth. None of these work. The only way forward is quiet mastery of your own emotions. Let her test you. Let her pull away. Your reaction, calm, measured, and self-assured, will silently communicate your strength in ways words never could. Once you internalize this, withdrawal stops being threatening. It becomes a signal, a guidepost that reveals her intentions, her standards, and her unspoken desires. And when you respond correctly, you move from being just another man in her life to someone she cannot ignore. Up next, we'll dive into a fourth secret, one that's hidden in her language, her laughter, and even her silence, but holds the key to unlocking deep subconscious attraction. Now, let's talk about the fourth hidden secret women almost never admit: the power of ambiguity. Women are masters of subtlety, and ambiguity is their silent weapon. It's in the way she talks, the pauses between texts, the tone in her voice, and the way she laughs at your jokes. Men often interpret ambiguity as confusion or mixed signals, but in reality, it's a deliberate method of assessing your value, patience, and emotional intelligence. Here's the truth. Clarity is scarce in female psychology, and it's rarely offered for free. A woman will leave trails of uncertainty to see if you are resilient enough to navigate her inner world without losing your footing. Every unclear message, every flirtatious smile paired with a casual brush-off is a probe. It's her way of silently asking, "Can you handle me as I am, with all my contradictions?" Most men panic at this ambiguity. They overthink, obsess, and try to decode every word, every action, as if there's a simple key to her behavior. There isn't. Ambiguity also creates desire. The unknown is far more enticing than the predictable. A woman who is completely transparent from day one risks being undervalued because value is amplified when it's slightly out of reach. When you learn to respect ambiguity without reacting impulsively, you demonstrate emotional sophistication. You're no longer chasing illusions. You're observing patterns, recognizing signals, and understanding the unspoken language that determines attraction at its core. Many men make the mistake of trying to control this ambiguity, believing that more attention, more explanation, or more persuasion will make her clear up for them. That approach fails every time. Women are not puzzles to be solved. They are complex emotional systems. Your role isn't to eliminate her ambiguity. It's to navigate it with confidence, patience, and a calm awareness that her subtle tests are actually opportunities to prove your emotional resilience. Once you grasp this, you'll notice a dramatic shift in how she interacts with you. Small gestures, a smile, a touch, a glance, carry exponentially more meaning because you're no longer desperate to extract clarity. You're no longer a man reacting to chaos, you're a man observing a rhythm, responding with poise, and asserting subtle, undeniable strength. The moment you internalize this principle, attraction stops being a mystery. You begin to see her actions not as contradictions, but as signals. Carefully calibrated signals that tell you exactly where you stand without her ever needing to say it outright. Next, we'll reveal the fifth secret, one that touches the deepest emotional layers she rarely exposes, but that every man needs to understand to hold lasting influence and attraction. Now we reach the fifth secret, the one that strikes at the very core of female attraction, the power of emotional mirroring. This is a force almost invisible to most men, yet it determines how connected she feels to you, how safe she feels sharing her inner world, and how deeply she is drawn to your presence. Women naturally mirror the energy, confidence, and emotional state of the men around them. If you're insecure, anxious, or reactive, she absorbs that instability. If you're calm, confident, and self-assured, she feels drawn to you, almost unconsciously. Here's the danger most men miss. Emotional mirroring is subtle, and it can be sabotaged by the tiniest cracks in your behavior. A slight hesitation, a tone of uncertainty, even a fleeting look of desperation. All of these break the mirror. Suddenly, she no longer reflects warmth or interest. She reflects doubt and distance. Most men blame her, thinking she's cold or hard to read, when in reality, her emotional reflection is a direct mirror of their own internal state. Understanding this secret changes everything. When you master your own emotions, regulate your responses, and operate from a place of calm authority, her subconscious will mirror that stability. You're no longer chasing attraction. Attraction chases you. This is why some men seem effortlessly magnetic while others struggle endlessly, despite being equally attractive in appearance or status. The difference isn't in looks or wealth. It's in emotional resonance. Many men fall into the trap of thinking they can fake confidence or dominance to manipulate attraction. That only works temporarily and often backfires. Women can detect inauthenticity almost instantly. Emotional mirroring is unconscious. She responds to your real emotional state, not the mask you wear. If you want lasting influence, you must embody the qualities you want mirrored. Steadiness, self-respect, composure, and genuine interest. but without neediness. Once you internalize this principle, interactions transform. You notice how quickly her energy aligns with yours, how her moods soften or brighten in response to your presence, and how effortless connection becomes. This secret gives you power not through manipulation, but through mastery of your own internal world. Attraction shifts from something you chase to something that naturally emerges. Next, we'll uncover the sixth and final hidden secret, one that reveals the deepest truths about desire, control, and the invisible forces that govern the way women engage with men. This is the one that separates men who are endlessly confused from those who command undeniable attraction. Now we arrive at the sixth and final secret, the one almost no man ever fully understands: the hidden interplay between desire and autonomy. Women are drawn to men who respect their independence while remaining undeniably magnetic. This is not about giving freedom reluctantly. It's about creating an energy where she feels safe to be herself, yet compelled to lean in. Most men misinterpret autonomy as emotional distance, and that's where attraction dies. But the truth is, the strongest desire is born when a woman senses that you are fully yourself, unwavering, confident, and unshakable, while still respecting her space. Here's the subtlety most men miss. Women often test whether you'll chase or withdraw. They will push boundaries, provoke reactions, and even disappear temporarily to see if you crumble or hold steady. If you chase, overcompensate, or attempt to control her behavior, you failed without ever hearing it. If you respect your own boundaries, remain grounded, and operate with quiet certainty, you pass, and her desire grows almost invisibly. Attraction is not logical, it's emotional, and it's highly sensitive to these invisible cues. Another critical part of this secret is that desire thrives on unpredictability. Not chaos, but a sense that your value isn't fixed, that it's maintained through your self-respect and mastery of your own life. Men who are constantly available, who yield to every test, or who over-explain themselves, destroy this invisible tension. Women don't want a man they can predict completely. They want a man whose inner world is strong enough to inspire curiosity, admiration, and respect. And here's the final truth. When you combine all the previous secrets, understanding her tests, respecting withdrawal, navigating ambiguity, mastering emotional mirroring, and embodying calm confidence, you create a presence that is irresistible. She will not consciously articulate why she is drawn to you, but the force of attraction will become undeniable. You are no longer reacting to her. You are guiding the rhythm of the connection without manipulation, with intelligence, and with emotional power that most men never develop. So if you truly internalize these 6 hidden secrets, you stop being a man who is confused by female behavior. You become a man who understands it, navigates it, and commands attraction effortlessly. This is the knowledge women rarely share, the truths kept behind subtle cues, and the keys to creating relationships where respect, desire, and emotional intensity exist naturally and on your terms.